Federal Reserve comforted itself. Because my nature is one of an analyst, not an advocate, I dove into the data. As you'll see from all of it in this book, the more one knows the hard facts of financial policy's inequality impact, the angrier one becomes. I thus switched into advocate mode. In 2016, I told a group of global central bankers that income inequality is the battlefield casualty of post-crisis reform, urging them to clean up their own mess, not count on changes to taxation, spending, technology, or other policies somehow to do it for them. The central bankers were receptive, but none acted. Inequality then climbed higher as post-2008 monetary and regulatory policy continued unchanged, leading me in another speech to central bankers in 2018 to make a still more forceful case for rapid financial policy reform. Again, central bankers listened, but did no more. This book is my answer to all that inaction, an answer made still more angry and urgent by America in the wake of the pandemic. If more small businesses had been able to access sound credit before COVID, then many fewer would have closed and many more lower-income jobs would have survived. If most Americans had been able to put aside some savings, then families wouldn't have run to food pantries in still untold numbers. If policymakers had seen the extent to which the Fed's vaunted recovery stopped far short of people and businesses of color, then the fury following George Floyd's murder would have focused solely on racial justice, not also on demands to eat the rich. If financial institutions, not just banks, had been properly regulated, then Americans wouldn't have been so deeply in debt, and the financial system wouldn't have crumbled the first day COVID's force was felt. And if the Fed hadn't immediately rushed in to rescue all this risk-taking, then Americans of wealth wouldn't have become so much richer so much faster, even as U.S. unemployment numbers reached heights not seen since the Great Depression. Economic inequality is not a curse that afflicts America because some people just don't try hard enough, or even because some politicians just don't care enough. This book, the first to do so, will show that U.S. income and wealth inequality grew worse faster than ever before after 2010 due to the one thing that dramatically changed that year, the way the Federal Reserve set monetary and regulatory policy. As you will see, there is a clear and causal connection between financial policy and economic inequality, and breaking it is desirable, feasible, politically achievable, and meaningful as a near-term equality remedy. It might seem fanciful to target financial policy. After all, most of us don't even follow financial policy, let alone feel its impact in our daily lives. However, the interest rates we get at the bank or pay on our debt, the returns some of us achieve in the stock market, the financial companies we choose or are forced to do business with, and even the wages we get are the result of financial policy. As a result, financial policy controls key turbines in the inequality engine. Financial policy is the combination of the monetary policy dictated by the Federal Reserve Board and the rules written by the Fed and financial regulators. Although ignored by most assessments of economic inequality, financial policy sets the speed and direction of the inequality engine because the inequality engine's fuel is money, and no policy moves money with more force than financial policy. When the U.S. economy largely depended on manufacturing and agriculture, financial policy moved the inequality engine, but only a little in comparison to other causes of American economic inequality, such as tax or trade policy. But when an economy is financialized, that is, when growth depends in large part on financial activities, not real production, financial policy is an inequality engine unto itself. The U.S. is a financial